I didn't know Miriam was going to eat like that. Miriam really came through and cleared. So, Miriam, here's to you, sis. Here's to you, girl, because I didn't know you was going to come through and eat Uche up like that. Do you hear me? Up. Milton's family is not for the foolishness. With Lydia, they are seeing right through that crazy. I'm with them. Uche, sir, pack it up and go home. And if you are watching this episode and you don't see how manipulative Izzy is, I don't even know what to tell y'all. But let's go ahead and get into it. Love is Blind, Season 5, Episode 8. Thank you to everybody that got me to 17,000 subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you that has subscribed. If you have still not subscribed to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Y'all know I have a goal. I want to get to 20,000 subscribers. So if you can help me get to just 18 this week, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it, y'all. So if you've been typing in TammyTalks Love is Blind every week, stop, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. If you are a new viewer, I hope that this is the video that convinces you to want to join or subscribe, I should say, wants to subscribe to the channel and join the family. But let's go ahead and get right into it, y'all. So first things first, we have Milton and Uche. So Milton and Uche are talking, right? So he's talking to Milton about what Lydia has been doing to Aaliyah in the pods. Talking about how Lydia was like describing everything about him and just going in and, you know, really getting in Aaliyah's ear. He feels that Lydia was not honest in the relationship. She was dishonest with him a lot of times. And he said the fact that she boldly lied to his face shows that he can't trust her. Stop. Pause. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, Uche. You're doing a lot right now to try to break them up, and that's disgusting. And yes, I know that Uche has been speaking out, and production has spoken out about how did this even slip through the cracks. I'll do a video about that probably tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow or Sunday. I'll talk about everything that I saw because I've watched Queen E talk about it. Shout out to her. I've watched Lavita Rosa talk about it. Shout out to her. So I'll do a video to give my own opinion. But Uche is really doing a lot, and it's kind of low-key disgusting. But we'll get to that. So Lydia sees them talking, and she comes racing back over and grabs Milton. And Milton is like, can I talk to my friend? Give me a second. And Lydia is saying no. Now, this is where I think Lydia was in the wrong at, because when you were initially talking to Uche and you wanted a moment, Milton gave you that time. But see, Lydia is wrong in some capacity. Lydia did whatever Uche said she did. She did. And I know people are saying that, Uche cheated on her. If they were never formally in a relationship and they were just dating and he slept with somebody else, then he didn't cheat on her. If they didn't have titles, then he didn't cheat on her. But whatever Uche said Lydia did, she did that shit because she's acting guilty. So she says no, and they walk away. They walk away. Uche goes over and talks to the rest of the group, and he's telling them that Lydia knew he was going to be cast. Here's the thing. When Aaliyah brought that up to you, Uche, you called Aaliyah everything but a child of God. Okay? You called her everything but a child of God. Whenever Aaliyah was bringing up these very logical reasonings, these very logical assumptions, you were dragging her for it and saying that, that's ridiculous and how would she do that? You were like, his rhetoric, the way that he was talking to Aaliyah was very cold-hearted. It was trash. It was trash. I know he on his Instagram stories and a lot of that was editing, whatever the case. Apparently they did kind of talk. Afterwards, they agreed to date outside the pods and I think off the show. So he said that production edited that out. I'm sure they might resurface at some point. Well, we'll see. But that's what he said on his Instagram story. So Longface Johnny is over there like, and And Stacy was like, is there something wrong with your face? Stacy, no ma'am. No ma'am. Now, Stacy, I be riding with you and rolling with you, but that was uncalled for. That lady wasn't doing nothing to you. She wasn't bothering you. She wasn't bothering you. If she want to do the Taylor Swift shocked face, let her. She's not bothering you. So Uche is like, can I finish? Can I finish? Nobody cares about the story, Uche. Nobody cares. That's why they talking over it. Uche is narcissistic to me. Uche gives, Uche doesn't have main character energy, but he wants it. He wants the center of attention. So the fact that you come over and you want to finish dragging this lady is weird. It's weird. If she knew you were going to be on there, oh well. There's nothing to do about it now. You had the opportunity to be like, this is not going to work. I'm going to step away from this. Uche, you handled this poorly. You handled it poorly. So he then tells them that Lydia ruined anything that he and Aaliyah could have had. That's not true. As much as Lydia plays a part in that, it's not solely Lydia. Uche, a lot of the breakdown between you and Aaliyah started when you judged her for cheating on somebody 2 years ago. The way you handled that, the way that you have handled when Aaliyah was telling you about what Lydia has been doing, and you're telling her, ignore it, it's fine. She deserves someone. You are just as guilty, if not more, Uche, about what has been going on. This is not solely on Lydia, though. It's just not. You played a huge part in this. Not to mention the way that you just talked to this lady when y'all just kind of met up. So Stacy is like, nah, Lydia wasn't doing anything wild on our side. She was comforting her friend that was dating her ex. Now, Stacy, I feel like Stacy is speaking from what she saw, what she witnessed, because all the other ladies, agreed with that. But I think y'all don't know the side conversations that Aaliyah and Lydia were having. So y'all are missing some parts of it. Now, when everybody watches this back, everybody owes Aaliyah an apology. So, Miriam then tries to say something, and Uche said, Miriam, be quiet. I'm not talking to you. I just want to hear from Stacy. Miriam said, I don't know what you used to, but this ain't it. He then calls Miriam bitter. So then he's like, do you live in Saudi Arabia? Do you live in Houston? Do you have a job? Do you not have a job? And like he went in on her and called her fake. Miriam said, I know you fucking lying, nigga. I have a degree from the hear me well, y'all, from the Johns Hopkins University. If y'all are not familiar with Johns Hopkins University, they don't take any and everybody in there. So the fact that she not one got in, but two has a degree in science and is a scientist, after coming from there, put some respect on Miriam's name. Now, we did clown Miriam because she was being very shady in the past. I admit that. I apologize. But don't do that. Don't do that. She said, you can Google that shit. I said, I know that's right. So this is what got me. Y'all ready? This is what got me. Miriam then said, I'm not Lydia and Aaliyah. You won't make me cry. I will read your ass for filth. Y'all. When I tell y'all the ether beat came in, what's the Miss yelling? Dun, 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 dun. Y'all. And all Uche could do is walk away because you played with the wrong one. Miriam didn't say or do anything that none of those other ladies said and did right there. And I'm going to take it there. I don't like the way that he talked to that black woman and tried to shut that black woman down to hear the white woman talk. Yes, I'm going to say it. I know y'all talking about race. No, it looked away. And then to call her bitter and all these names were unwarranted. Are we missing something? Did we miss something in the pods? But it didn't look like you and Miriam had any beef. Don't do that, Uche. With your ugly ass haircut. Go get your hair done while you talking about somebody being fake. Is your hair yours? Is giving hairpiece. Nonetheless, she read the fuck out of Uche, and I was there for it. You acting silly right now. You're mad that you're trying to sit here and drag Lydia and nobody cares and nobody's on your side. That's the real problem. Lydia comes back with Milton. Milton, talk about somebody, I just took the longest pee. See, Milton, you say stuff like that and we remember that you're 24, but whatever. So Lydia is telling the ladies that that Uche slept with someone while they were dating and then said he's garbage, said that she is thriving and in love with her fiance and it is bothering Uche. I think it is bothering him. It is bothering Uche. And that I don't think that Uche wants to be back with Lydia, but I think Uche is looking at this as you messed up my relationship in his mind. You messed up my relationship. I'm going to mess up yours, right? So Milton goes back over by Uche, and Uche tells him, look, I just don't want this to affect your relationship. Wants Milton to know that Lydia planned to be there, tries to show him the text messages, and Milton was like, I don't need to see. I don't need to see these screenshots. Y'all also, apparently it's a thing. Y'all are really watching y'all Instagram story. If there is a name that you don't recognize, y'all are going back to see who that person is, looking at their mutuals, and then asking your mutual if they know this person. Y'all got too much time on y'all hands if y'all are doing that. I'm sorry, y'all do. If you have a public page, you know that if somebody shares your story and somebody else sees it that's not following you, that is just their friend. Case in point, I am person A, right? Let me use an example. Who be in my comments? Christian B, all right? If I share Christian's story, right? I'm watching his story. I share his story and somebody, person C, Queen E, okay? And let's say that she watches my story and then she sees part of Christian's story and she's like, damn, I want to see how it pans out, how it ends. And she goes to Christian's page and watches his just that snippet of the story. That is causing y'all to be like, well, who the fuck is Queen E? Who the fuck is that? Y'all are doing that? Okay, no judgment, but I don't have the time. And I'm not somebody that has a huge following on Instagram or anything like that. But no part of me, when I look at who's viewing my story, when I do look at it, no part of me is like, oh, I need to go see who this person is, who they know, who they don't know, how they know me, where they come from. No part of me is doing that. But that's just me. So Milton is taking in everything that Uche is saying. And Uche said that Lydia was there telling all the other girls, I have a feeling I'm going to run into somebody from my past. Milton went on this tangent and was like, well, you're the y-axis and she's the x-axis and I'm the z-axis and I'm on a different, we're running parallel and I'm on a different axis. And it's like, Milton, babe, no, sir. But Milton basically said your perception is your perception. He said we all have different perceptions. He said Milton feels that their communication is just fine for him. Uche said, well, what if she storms off during the argument? I'm sorry, Uche, what's it to you? How does that affect you? If Milton is okay with Lydia, Milton is okay with Lydia. See, the real issue is, Uche, you feel a way that Lydia is still getting the benefits and getting something out of this process that you feel that you aren't. That's what the real issue is. He's getting something out of this that you feel that you aren't. Milton said he found somebody genuine. Uche asked what if you guys are still in the honeymoon phase? Like, he wants y'all to break up so bad, it is killing him. It's killing him. So then we get to Chris and Izzy. They're talking. Told Izzy, I don't appreciate you telling Johnny that I think she's a bad person. Izzy said I didn't say that. I told y'all that last week in the comments, and y'all were like, no, it's assumed. No. Johnny said, Izzy said, you said that I'm a shit person. That is a lie because he didn't say that. He didn't say it. So Izzy then said that he wishes the best for them. He said that he just wanted to address what she did. Chris thinks that she's an amazing person and doesn't want people feeding her the wrong information. If that's how you feel, Chris, that's how you feel. You're valid in feeling that way. So Izzy then said, well, Johnny told me she loved me 4 times in the pods. And so for her to now say that, I wasn't her number one, it's like she's lying. So Chris is like, I didn't know she told you she loved you in the pods. Stacy walks over and was like, I didn't know y'all was talking about Johnny's ass. So then Johnny comes over and it was like, whatever they said, they're lying. Girl, if guilty was a person, that's how you know that Johnny was moving sketchy in the pods. You came over and off rip assumed these people were lying. You don't even know what they're talking about. They could be saying, you know what, I'm glad you found Johnny. She was really into you in the pods. You don't even know. So it turns into Chris being like, well, their two stories are conflicting. Talking about Stacy and I thought he was talking about Stacy and Izzy. Johnny said, are y'all happy together? Because if y'all are happy together, why are y'all ganging up on Chris? And they were like, we're not ganging up on Chris. Johnny says Stacy is deceitful because she never told anyone that Izzy was her top connection. That is not deceitful. That's not deceitful. She doesn't have to tell y'all who her top connection is. She doesn't. But one thing that we saw watching this was we did not see Stacy ever dog any of those other women in there. Even when Izzy broke it off with Johnny and told Stacy that Stacy never was on some, damn, I won, I got the prize, she never did that. So Stacy said that I even shed tears for you when I knew that you were going to get dumped. Called her a shitty person. Chris said she's not a shitty person. Stacy said, well, why didn't you propose in the pods? And oop. And oop. Valid question. Valid question. If you think she's such a great person and everything everybody else is saying is a lie, why didn't you propose? Why didn't you? So Chris is saying that, well, Johnny speaks up and it's like, well, it was a lot going on. I had just got out of a breakup. Izzy said, we were never together for it to be a breakup. Stacy has been my girlfriend. So they get up, they leave. Johnny said, this is all a lie. I said, oh, girl, you done got caught up in some mess, didn't you? Johnny is now crying, saying that she just cares too much what people think. Stacy is over there. The other girls are trying to have Johnny's back. And Stacy was like, no, we ain't gonna be friends after this. I want everybody to stay the fuck away from each other. Stacy don't say nothing to Johnny. Johnny don't say nothing to Stacy. Izzy don't say nothing to Chris. Chris don't say nothing to Izzy. Lydia's crying to Milton, saying that, I wasn't stalking him. We had mutual friends. Girl, Milton tells her, you're too emotional. Tells her, you a badass bitch. Suck it up, girl. Get in your bad bitch phase. I said, what is going on? This is a lot. Izzy and Stacy get home. Izzy is clearly drunk. Okay? Izzy is clearly drunk. They get home. Izzy is annoyed that Chris thought he was going against him. Stacy wants to know why. Why do you care about their relationship? Izzy is like, I'm looking out for Chris. Stacy said, why do you care? He doesn't care about you. Izzy's drunk ass was like, I'm looking out for Chris. And it's like, Izzy. So Stacy is like, no, this has everything to do with Johnny. Izzy said he doesn't care about Johnny, but then it's like, I was so turned on when you railed into her. And then so Stacy is like, you are only passionate about me. You are only happy to be with me. You are only satisfied with picking me when it is in regard to your other relationships. Don't compare me to crazy. And I'm sorry, but I I'm 1,000% on Stacy's side with that. The only time that Izzy does show any real passion that we can see, any real passion towards her, that he's like super into her, that he's very turned on by her, is when he is clearly thinking about or comparing her to Johnny. Because you know why? Honestly and truly, Johnny is probably the aesthetic that Izzy goes after. So she wants him to feel that way, just when he comes in the door. She feels like he's like kind of looking at her as like shelter. He gets all amped up, he's into it with people, and then he runs over to her for her to like kind of have his back and protect him. And we have seen that twice already in this night, to be honest. So she wants to be appreciated and not compared to her past relationships. He was like, Johnny's just a pod chick. She said, so am I, because I met you in the pods. She said, what happened to all the lip service you were doing in the pods? The cooking, the rose petals, all of that stuff. You're not doing any of that. So he's like, well, I'm barely home, but I clean. He was like, and I'm patient and I'm kind and I'm understanding. So now Izzy starts crying. You don't make me feel like I'm enough for you. I'm not doing enough for you. No, 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 no. This is bullshit, Izzy, and you know it is. You fed Stacy a bunch of lies in the pods to get with her. You think that she's pretty. You know that this lady has money because now Izzy is attracted to, oh, I can't wait to move in that house. Oh, I'm going to be driving around in the two-door Benz. That's what Izzy is going after. I don't think Izzy truly likes Stacy, because if Izzy did like Stacy, he would have never kept his fuckboy drawer to show her how he used to be. So she goes in and it's like, what are you crying? Why are you crying? What happened? And he was like, I'm just not good enough for you. And that ain't just good for you. And leave me alone. I said, look at this nigga here. Manipulation. Izzy is manipulative. He wants to do the bare minimum because he feels like he got the girl already. Why? Because Stacy was acting like she never got no dick before when they were on the trip. I told y'all this was going to happen. I told y'all. Back over at Lydia and Milton's house, Lydia said tonight was rough for me. I ain't even going to hold you. It was rough. Milton said, look, we all have different perceptions. He wants Lydia to be less emotional and to handle things more like he would. You can't tell somebody that. You can't tell somebody, I wouldn't cry about this or get emotional about this, so you shouldn't either. You can't tell people that because that's not how Lydia is. She's a very emotional, expressive person. If that's how she is, that's how she is. Either accept it and be done with it, or either accept it and be okay with it, or be done with her and it. But you can't tell somebody you need to be less emotional and handle things the way that I would handle things. That's bullshit. So Lydia says she came into this, she doesn't want him to invalidate her feelings. She said that she came into this to find a husband, and she did. She said at the end of the day, she knows that she loves him and he loves her. And she was like, right? And he was like, 100%. Milton don't like that lady. I don't think Milton really likes her. I think Milton wants to be married, maybe to prove a point to somebody or to prove a point to himself. I don't think Milton likes her though. So Stacy's teaching a Pilates class. Izzy surprises her at work. They have a conversation about how the whole scenario caught him off guard. He knows he isn't perfect, but I'm trying my best, and I feel like everything that you're saying just makes me feel unappreciated, and I just don't understand. And it's like, Izzy is just, girl, this is how your relationship is going to be. This is how, like, Izzy is throwing the red flags at your forehead, girl. Throwing them. Throwing the red flags at you. And Stacy is refusing to see them. They talk. He tells her that, he loves her, and he's showing her that he is still in it by being there. She apologizes if she made him feel away. She says she loves him and she chooses him because everything in the last 15 minutes is all the stuff that her other past gentlemen and relationships have never been able to bring out of her. That softer side. He gave her a plunger and a coupon for dinner. And I said, the bar is in hell, Stacy. The bar is in hell. Hell, do you hear me? So then we have Izzy's mom comes over. She's shocked but excited. Basically, the gist of this conversation is his mom just wants to make sure that y'all are doing this for the right reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a game. She wants to make sure that Stacy really is the right person for her son. She wants to make sure that, he is the right person for her. Stacy said that she can't sell herself. But she wants his mother to know she's supportive. She understands him. And everything that she feels about him is definitely genuine. Izzy starts crying, gets emotional. Izzy, like, his tick. And I know some of y'all are saying that it's anxiety, but if y'all ever pay attention, when Stacy says certain things and certain words, Izzy starts ticking. He starts ticking. That man has anger and manipulation issues. But okay. All right, y'all. And then finally, we get to meet Milton's family. Excuse me, James Milton, forgot his last name, the Fourth's family. So Lydia says she signed up to be on this show because she's been unsuccessful in dating. His mom said, no, what would a 30-year-old want to do with a 24-year-old? His family didn't know they were living together. Lydia was like, he likes sitting on the counter. His mama said, well, he tall. They not here for Lydia. They're not here for Lydia whatsoever. Lydia says that his laziness bothers her. I guess he ate breakfast, left a plate, or ate dinner or whatever, left his plate on the couch and then went to work. His sister said laziness won't change. I believe that too. Laziness is something that's not going to change overnight. That's something that he is going to have to be very intentional and adamant about changing within himself. His sister asks him, Jessica, why do you want to get married? And you can see his immaturity showing because he doesn't want to answer. He said, come on, chill out, bro. Chill out. Why are we doing this? In between him trying to pull a cork out with his teeth. Milton's family is clearly very well off. There was a corkscrew in that house. I'm just going to say that. So his sister is like, why can't you answer? Like, this is serious. Like, why do you want to get married? So Milton doesn't want to talk about it. Doesn't have anything to say. And I don't think that Milton truly wants to get married. I think Milton came on this show for the experience. That's what I think it is. I think Milton might be just a dorky, awkward guy that has money, but has a hard time finding girls. And I think he came on this show to see if he could really find a girl that will really like him for him. And he knows deep down Lydia's not genuine. He knows that. And that's why, okay. So his mom takes Lydia, his mom and his sister take Lydia to the side to talk. Milton didn't want this to happen because he doesn't want his family to really dig into this dynamic. So Lydia says that Milton is not her first love, but he is her first for so many other things. First guy to treat her like a queen. The first guy to treat her with, this level of respect and whatever the case. His mother was like, I'm going to agree with Jessica. You're very scripted in your answers. You know all the right things to say. And Lydia did come off scripted, right? We've seen Lydia. The way that Lydia was talking initially to his mom and his sister and to his family is not the way we've seen Lydia before. It sounds like Lydia did rehearse those answers. So Lydia said that she's loving and genuine. She said that she will support him getting his PhD. And in the future, she just wants her dream job. They not going. Milton's family is not impressed whatsoever. Lydia said that she has emotionally matured and she's ready to be married. She then asks, how attached are they with having that child be James Milton the Fifth? His sister said, I know when my brother is excited, I know when my brother is happy, and I know when my brother is sad. He has not sold me on this. I don't see the surety. I don't see the confidence in him that he honestly and truly is ready for marriage. I'm not seeing it. On top of the fact that he could not answer why he wanted to get married in general. He couldn't answer that. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comments down below. Let me know what y'all thought about Uche. Let me know what y'all thought about Izzy. Izzy's manipulative. Okay? Let's big up Miriam. Let's apologize to Miriam. Down in the comments. If you have not already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and I will catch you guys for episode 8. Peace. Or 9. I'll catch you off episode 9.